Testing mic 1 2 1 2. Oh, guys, I'm glad you are here on my channel today. I am super excited. Super, super excited. May we close our eyes and just give a 5 minutes prayer? Amen. So, guys, I actually ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here on my channel. I really appreciate you all for giving me your attentive attention. My name is Sawa Manu, and you can call me Akua. Those that knew me in, let's say, college, call me this name. So, you can call me the A, right? Almost the A. So, I'm excited because I feel like I found somewhere I can give my energy to because I feel like I was at a place where my energy was, even though it was helping, I didn't feel as if I was using it to its extent. You see what I mean? A lot of people literally have places that they are stuck or they are holding on to due to the fact that these places it pays it do what it it takes care of them for the daily basics livelihood or lifestyles. So a lot of people have this notion that okay, I'm okay here. I'm just gonna continue cycling myself. I'm okay here. I'm just gonna continue doing this. Meanwhile, the place that you are going every day or whatever that you're doing, it's not really helping. You are only going there to do this. This is what they call. Let me go do this and come back without no excitement. So me, the problem that I have is I am like a little, put it this way, like a little investigator. Everywhere I go, it's like, why? I have this five W's. And I wanted to say this to my high school teacher, Mrs. Clark. Her name was Mrs. Clark. And Mrs. Clark taught me this thing that really helped me out. It's called the five W's. My English teacher in high school, ninth grade, when I was in ninth grade, she taught this course. It's called the five W's, where you have when, um, where, why. It's like the five W's. When you search it online, you'll figure it out. But how it works for me is I had it in my language. So I go by it. But when she taught it in English, it was easy for me to transfer it from my language to English and make it simple for me during conversation. And it was almost like the first topic she literally like taught. So this 5W Mrs. Clark taught me helped me so much that in my life, everywhere I go, I have this question. And do you know what this thing did for me? It helped me go to places that I never thought I could go. It helped me understand things that I never thought I could understand. It literally helped me appreciate things in a whole new perspective. So God bless Mrs. Clark, wherever she is. She actually had a son that was like I think it was a country he wanted to sing country music, something like that. He had a son, something like that. So yes, Mrs. Clark was amazing teacher. But Mrs. Clark, she was those teachers. This is how it was. Those teachers that are so fun, right? English teachers are fun. Fun in what way? They can literally read. They read books and literatures and make the impressions and the impressions, the sound effect. They can literally read it. She was those people when she picked the book up to read it, you would be like, what is going on? and she would act almost like act the whole book to you. Like the bird came. She would almost like the fox came, and then what happened when the fox was it jumped, and everybody got scared. So she's like that, and she made the English class so fun. Everybody wanted to be in her class, but she was strict too, meaning coming out my class at 9 o'clock, don't sit, don't do this. She was strict with her time. So what I always tell children is this, or young folks that comes up is this. Everybody you meet on this planet, I do not care if the person's leg is chop off, if the person, if the whatever you makes that person short to you. Like, okay, this person don't have this. This person, stop. You understand? Stop this. This notion have caused a lot of fear in our society where it's almost like a big dark cloud where folks walk around like they are entitled to this cloud that I'm entitled to holding on to be mean to this person because of this. I'm entitled to hate this because of this. I'm entitled to do this because of this. Like one person said to me, if I have been treated this way, then next time I want to treat folks this way. And it's called what? It's called a revenge. You know what happens with revenges? Most of the time, those revenges do not end well. You understand? Okay, so now I was talking to one of my professors today, first time. And actually, first I call her mom, and then I call her ma'am, and then I call her uh, professor. So she was like, no, it's okay for you to call me regular, name or whatever. And I was like, Professor, I had to do it because of the respect. I have to give you the respect, because this is what's happening. I'm going to teach you this, okay? When people are at home, right? When you are at home and your mom your mom, this is the problem that you're going to face. But I'm going to teach you how this little problem affected a lot of the school that was coming up. It made children come to the school with fear. I'm going to teach you. So, what happened is when you are at home with your family, why do children feel so comfortable with their mom and their dad? This is how they do it. Your mom and dad have taught you, call me mom, call me dad. The mom and the dad made your parents feel what is called, they gain some kind of attachment as if, okay, I'm a mom, I'm a dad. So that became like a title for them. The title pointing out that I'm bigger, I'm smart, I gave birth to you. I have that notion that if you don't do that, you don't respect me. You don't say this, you don't do that, right? So, which is what? Which is it's a good thing that they taught you that I'm your mother. Don't speak to me this way. So children are comfortable because now they are like, well, mom, mom, mom. They literally take out their mother's name. Where this is what's happened. Where the mother's name or the father's name was not really appreciated. Do you know that? The titles later on covered the actual sense of names that were proposed. So children ended up being able to literally call their mom or dad any another title. This is how they did it. The children was calling mom, dad all the time. Now they went from mom, dad, and saying, yo, sup, folk. They started using these things. But listen, the children were the direct children of these of us, right? Adults, whoever. We were not the ones suffering. Okay, so this is what happened. That our children's friends started in placing the titles of the mom and dad to the wrongful expressions of titles. So do you see what I mean? I hope you understand. So they literally change those titles in another form, use something different. So your child, your daughter might respect you all day, but you go on the other side, those people or that child will not respect you because why? You They take it as if you're not the one that gave birth to me. Kids always say this. You're not the one that gave birth to me. You're not my mom to talk to me this way. You're not my dad to talk to me this way. You're not my father. You understand? Because what? They have attached themselves to what is called mom, dad. So if you did not give birth to them, you are disrespected anyhow they want it. They could have, any child could go outside and call you that. So this is where the problems come in. They took this notion, children took this notion to school. Now, this is what happened. You're not there, okay? You are not there. Your child now goes to school, use the same attributes that the friend does to you or another person to their teacher. Like your daughter, your son does it to the teacher, does it to whoever that is ahead. Like, hey, what's up? They just start calling names. They didn't give the title. So the title, when they put these things, it was almost placed as if it's a respect cap. It's a cap. Put a cap on it. You understand? Put a cap on it. And this is what happened. The caps that we put on, like grandma. You see, folks become grandma at the age of 40s. I met a lady that was like, I'm 40 years old. How you gonna call me grandma? Don't call me that. Man, I ain't ready for that. When you call me grandma, it's like I'm about to die. Oh, hallelujah. I rebuke it, You see where the title, the whole confusion comes in. You see. So the teacher said this, and I said, well, I have to give you because of that respect. But now let me tell you what really happened, my experience with this. The experience was in one of my high school, the high school that I went, in my speech class, in my speech class, what was going on was, all the kids are learning, everybody is doing their work or whatever, and everybody have their poster or whatever. And there is one of the professor that teaches speech. She was actually first she only had her master's, and then she gained her doctorate. So first the kids were literally calling her by the name that she had, which was the master's name, which just it was just like calling me Sarah. Hi, Miss Manu, right? Hi, Miss Manu, calling me that. So calling this professor that. So what happened is the class transitioned in a way that she had to teach the second part of the class. And one of the children, it was a Latin American girl, I believe. Yeah, I quite remember. Said this, raised their hand and said, Miss, let's say, how do you call it? Miss, Miss Manu, can I please get some help here? Oh my God. This is where you hold your seat like, oh, what happened? The lady, oh my God, this teacher, oh my God. In my viewpoint as a child, you see, remember, I was not like, this is like 11th grade. In my viewpoint, if it was today and somebody else was, an adult was there, they would literally panic. This is what happened to the girl. The girl had a little bit, I think it was like English, because this was what happened to us. We were immigrants, right? In that school, we were immigrants in a way that we do not speak English. Okay. And it's almost like we are being taught to speak the American English. So now all the immigrants, all of us, we have come to the a class where we must all learn to coexist in the class. So as this is where the issue come in. So the kid said, Miss Manu, let's put it this way. And the lady, oh my God, the lady run almost almost like uh, I mean, it's not like run, right? The lady said, "Excuse me?" Guys, everybody was like, "Huh?" Everybody panic. "Excuse me? What did you call me?" And then she said, "Miss Manu, do not ever call me that again. I have gained my doctorate, and you need to call me by my doctorate. Do you understand?" What? Guys, everybody in the class opened their mouth, shocked, looking at professor. Professor looking at her like she said, "Don't call me that. Call me doctor." Manu, let's put it this way. And guys, the shock in the kid's face and even in my face, I was like, whoa. It shocked everybody in the class. Do you know what happened to the girl? Wherever she is, oh my God, I was there. I saw it. That was painful to watch. Oh my gosh. Guys, the girl, like, literally was like, uh, I mean, this was the professor gave almost like the teacher went on for like some minutes about how do you know how long it takes to go to school and get your doctorate, and you kids, and I said, you know I went to school for 10 years. 10 years. And guess what? Man, I'm telling you, kids, the professor went there. This teacher went there. And when we got out of class, guess what happened? Now the kid hated coming to the class. The kid come to class and she's almost like she's sobbing. And I could watch her because I'm a little, like I said, I'm like a little looky. I'm like, whoa, what happened to you? I guess you got chewed. And now you in class, you all quiet. Mm. You see, so I'm watching. I Guys, I watched this kid, and the girl was just like that. And I think another last time she was like, she said, "I can't wait for this class to be over with. I actually needed this course because I have to graduate, but I just can't stand this." She literally, the kid come to class and she was like almost like crying inside, like sobbing. And another boy, oh God, did the same thing again. So guess what happened? Because why did that boy do that? He saw what happened to the girl, and thought that was bad of the teacher. So he did it again. I don't know how he did it. I think maybe he also forgot and the teacher did it again. I said, "Oh, this is not the place." Guys, so now all of us in the class, now, because our teacher have gotten a doctorate, the name has changed. So technically, you just can't call anything. So you have to use the doctor. So that taught all of us, like, okay, we gotta say doctor all the time. Doctor this, doctor this. Guys, in that class, everybody was like, I can't wait. Because since she got her doctorate, she was on top shelf. You understand? So let's put that on the side. Okay? Let's put that on the side. I had another class in college. And the professor said the same thing. This professor said, I have gotten my doctorate, 10 years of my doctorate. And I demand that I become, they say this. And I was like, what's going on with this title thing? What's going on with the title part? So, this is what's going on with the title part. The title part only show what's called superiority. You understand? I'm superior and others are inferior. No ways ends or no ways about it. Anybody who holds this in so high esteem is only basing their experiences of how they achieved the doctorate. That effect is what they hold is so high esteem. That's why they hold that title so high esteem. You see, so they have to hold it because of the experience that got them there, right? Meaning you all didn't go to school and graduate 4 years. You all didn't go to school and graduate 6 years. So therefore, guess what? I did it. I'm better. I deserve for you to call me the doctor. The doctor title. Oh, you got to call me the doctor. Yes, you got to. Oh, yes. Guess what? I hold that high esteem. And then you ask them, please, what is your name? And they are like, my name is, let's say, Miss Gardner. And you are like, Miss Gardner? Yeah, my name is Gardner. But don't call me no Gardner. You better call me Doctor. Dr. Gardner. And I was like, okay. If you can't call me the doctor, don't call me no Gardner. And I saw this too at work. So now I'm gonna tell you how this thing have affected the community. So because folks got their bachelor's degree, teaching education wise, you see, I'm gonna teach you what happened in few years ago or something, where the old teachers were being eliminated. Okay, the old teachers were being eliminated at the school grounds based upon the doctorate coming into the school, based upon the school trying to transition into the online aspect of things, based upon them trying to, it's almost like a change that they wanted to change. This allowed a lot of the older teachers, right, to be what? To be literally, some of them were forced quit or forced retired. They literally forced themselves to retire because the circumstances that was at the environment of the education system was so crucial. They had to really go ahead and said, okay, I'm going to go ahead and retire. At least if I go ahead and retire, I can go ahead and do things on the side here and there, and I could still make my money. When other folks, look, what happened to their educating system is what happened to the nursing system. You see, all these folks, sometimes I sit down and said, what are they doing? All they're doing is, if this person repeats it, this person go and repeat it. It's just the cycle. Why they don't see the cycle? So the education system, this happened. So the education system were now bringing in young um females, pretty young females, because the degree were now put online, or the degree were now put at a place where children, people could go to school. You know, it was made easy. So the those that were there, the older teachers, they literally had to force themselves to retire or quit. So in this essence, what happened with them was, when they had to leave, and the ones who went and achieved these things, these degree or these courses, when they came in, they hold it up high esteem, that if you don't do this, I'm gonna do this. You see? So now it almost became like a competitive environment. The teaching place, instead of where it was warm and welcoming, it has now advanced to competition place. When it advanced to competition place, it got rid of a lot of men. Let me tell you how it did it. The women are competing, remember, in the school. The men, now, because of the competition coming in, other careers have also gained competition. The pay level for the teachers drop. For the old teachers, let me tell you why. The old teachers, most of them had associates, right? Had associates, and they had to go in for a 4 year. Some didn't want to. You see where this thing is going? Some didn't want to. But what the people that came on with the bachelors didn't understand was, later on is going to be advanced in a way that you gotta go ahead and gain what? And gain a doctorate to even teach there. If not, you will now be put up for sale. So what the education system was literally having a problem with was, they were thinking, educate educating our teachers to the highest level of status, which is to gain your doctorate, right? Or your masters. To gain your masters, let's put it, to gain your masters, that's the only way that you could be in the job. That was the only way that I can hold you high esteem over here in this department, because now I would say you are educated. So now let me teach you how the whole thing works. What they don't understand is, if you get your high school degree first is a summary, what we call summary of all courses, of all careers, where you must find your place where you belong after high school. So they always tell you, what are you going to do? That's what associate degree was trying to do. So you got to the bachelor's degree department, where now you have been excluded, and now you have to be in your career to learn to see if this is going to work for you. And after getting the bachelor's degree, that's where the master's came in. So now you ask yourself, what is the, and I'm like, huh? One, like somebody told me, Sarah, it's only 10 classes. What are you talking about? It's just a semester. which is like 12 class, 10. It's just a semester, just 1 year, or some. It's 15 months. That's it for masters. I was like, no, you sure? They're like, yeah. And then I said, well, after you finish your masters, what do you get? I just had my masters. I said, well, what happened then? The person was like, I just had my masters, and I was like, wait. So she said, yeah, but I get a little bit education on top of this, and I said, what kind of education? And the person was literally trying to tell me. He said, well, it's I advanced my thoughts. And I said, how? And then they'll be like, well, it was like this, and then I advanced it to this place. And I said, it's the same thing you studied. It has only been zoomed out to you. So you think you have studied something so different. But when you literally fold it all back down, you only build a block on top of what you study. But that block you think you have built, let me tell you what it is the old block trying to make it a little newer. That means you're still in your field. You're still there. You have just elevated a little bit. So the person was like, you're right. And I'm going to give it to you. And I said, yeah. So he's like, that's why I'm going for my doctorate. Do you see that? The person said, that's why I'm going for my doctorate. You sit around and he said, can I repeat myself back to you? He said, he said, that's why I have to go for my doctorate because I need another building block on top of the masters to make another building block that I could advance in my career. And I asked the person, and I said, after you have done the doctorate, what can you do? And this person was literally, I can go and get another job somewhere and they will give me more pay. And I said, wait, so when you don't have the doctorate, what happened? It's like I'm stuck here at the bottom still and everything, and I cannot advance. I cannot advance or go around or whatever. And I was like, huh, that's the problem you have. The problem a lot of folks were facing was this person said, if you don't come in with a bachelor's, I'm not gonna hire you. If you don't come in with let's what they put it, masters, I'm not gonna hire you. If you don't come in with a doctorate, I'm not gonna hire you. But when you look at the curriculum of doctorate, the nursing and all that, is uh sorry, the doctorate, the advancement of all these things is only it's only like saying 1, 2, 3, right? But now instead of 1, 2, 3, you are saying this 1, 2, 3, stretched. You want to know how one become good in anatomy and all that stuff? It's only because you do a repetition of the body system. You study the anatomy. If you did it in high school, when you get to college, you still know everything about the anatomy. When you go to masters, you still know that the eye is there, the pupil is always there. You see, but when you go to a total different thing, your mindset have now been shifted to that side. So whenever I hear people talk about, I got my doctorate in the same field, and I look at them like, no, 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 no. You're supposed to go ahead and get you a whole other education from another side of your bachelor's. Yes, if you're going to go for a doctorate in one field, you have done what's called putting all your eggs in one basket. What happened with the stock market? You can be crushed any day. Meanwhile, if you had the two bachelors, Guess what you could have done? This part don't work. You go to that part. You got a job here. You got a job there. Don't be so fooled in the way that you want to build the tallest ladder to the top. And when they said you fired, do you see what happened? I know folks, somebody that I know that was fired from the medical field, right? Guess what happened? They cannot get a job in another medical field due to what they did. So now what have left them? Their livelihood is gone. Seriously. Now it's like a reality check. Who am I talking to? Okay? It's like a reality check. So this is where I look at a lot of folks and I said, I like that you have the doctorate, all right. I'm pleased with it. You did a wonderful thing. But you have literally put yourself as a stock where you have put all your eggs in that basket. So now, guys, let me tell you why the folks with these titles get so up on it. They are because what happened when people lose the stock market crush? When the stock market crush, you lose everything. You lose everything. They lost People lost their titles. You lose your home. Some people lose a lot of things. You see? So this is what happened with the girl at the school. Whenever the teacher said that her fun self was gone, what the teacher don't understand too was since the teacher gained that title, she was not the same anymore. She was not the same anymore. She became something different. You know how the teacher, she became something different. In a sense, let me put my hand in my pocket. Let me stand and let's talk. She became something different. You walk next to her and she has a doctorate. Now she shut the doors, you know. She's advanced. She's going around giving people, more instructions and everything. She become, she takes seat. She gets a seat, let's say advancement seat that she's now on the top, she's not here. And she was losing herself. You see, as a kid in the classroom, I'm watching these things, guys. I think I went to school. I said, I'm literally watching this. Whenever I come to class, I was like, oh my God, she changed. She's changed. And oh my God, this girl also changed. This what happened. And then you move forward. And then you move forward. So now this is what I'm talking about. Is this kids were coming to school out of fear even to talk to a professor. A lot of people that I saw in my classes, they are like, "Oh Lord, don't go talk to that professor." And I'm like, "Wait, what's happening? Why can't I talk to that professor?" You know me? Whenever the professor they tell me that this professor is mean, that's the professor I want to be friends with. Why? Oh, that's the professor I'm actually going to talk to for that professor to help me. That's how my nature is. Okay. So I don't want you to go be that, but that's how my nature is. Meaning I it's almost like I'm pulled to that person to teach the person, or I'm pulled to that person for the person to recognize. It's like I'm pulled to the person. So whenever the professor's like, "Ah, ah, ah, ah," and I'm pulled to the professor because everybody's like, she is so mean. Sarah, stay away from that person. And I said, no, no. Why? I want to learn. What made them that way? I said this all the time. When you listen to people's story, you find out there's a lot of things that they have been through that have actually made them who they are. Ain't nobody on this planet that is going to say they were never influenced by the outside world before. They have never been take other people's perspective before. No, nobody's gonna say that. We have all been at a place where as we grow, we learn from each other to become what we are. So the kids coming to school are now in fear to be in class. Yes, they were in fear. This that I'm telling you in school, now the kids are, I'm scared of my teacher. And I was like, yeah, just go in there, just be nice, be respectful, do your thing, and just get out of there. You know, be nice, do your thing, and just get out of there. The teacher is not your friend. You only came there to do your work, do your stuff, and just go. Just show them respect, and that's it. So, how do you show your teacher respect? Sorry, madam. Yes, ma'am. Apologize. How would you like to be called? I would like to be called this. I would like to be called that. Just a second, guys. Let me drink some water. Okay, so guys, I'm sorry. I had to go downstairs. I had to get a charger. So, anyways, this is what happened. The children were scared. Just like this girl got scared just because she couldn't call somebody and have a doctorate for the person, you know? And now she's coming to guys, it was not funny. This thing was that time it was scary. Even now it's scary to think about it that way, you know? So this was going on in the school, in the classes. And so now you get to college, and the same thing happened. And what happened with the colleges, it's an individual perspective. Our minds have matured a little bit. So everybody's like, well, you know what, that teacher is just they use the name, that teacher is just an A, man. Man, just get out of man. Let me get out of here. The kids can walk off, they can just say whatever and just leave, due to attitude wise and just go. But what's happening too is the teachers were now able to write you up, and then they write you up one, two, three, and you are gone. And I tell folks, I was literally saying, these teachers want the best for you, right? They hold that high esteem, saying these are my best students. But as a teacher too, you must also know, hey, there's so much that you can do. You understand? There is so much that you can do. Help this kid as you can help them. At the end of it, just what you do. I help you to my best of knowledge. If you need help, I'm here for you. But don't take me as a scapegoat. The teachers must stand their ground, which is good, right? You must stand your ground. So I got to college, and the kids were literally saying that teacher, the professor, is unapproachable. And I'm like, how are they unapproachable? So don't go there. And I'm like, how? Don't go there. And I said, how? Like, I want to know, why are they unapproachable? And then you talk to them, and they literally some guys. I've been embarrassed by teachers. I'm telling you, I've been embarrassed. But guess what? I took it. I'm like, okay, this is a lesson. I must learn to pass. And gosh, this is it. I've been literally caught. But guess what happened? It's because of what made that person who they are. That shouldn't change me. You gotta be brave. You gotta stand up. You gotta go in there and say, I can do it. If I fall today, tomorrow I'll rise. Maybe not one failing, maybe not two failing, like they said, maybe not three. But guess what? No, no, no. They always make those, people are willing to make those, it's called those little talks. Oh, I failed. Yes, it's part of life. You know how many times you fail? Do you know how many times, I'm telling you, do you know how many times people have failed trying to build a society, trying to build even this world? You know how many times we have failed trying to make it better? A lot. But it comes with us as a human nature. Some part of us have been torn out, almost like the apex part of the heart. The apex part of the heart where it beats the most, right? Guess what happened? Almost like that part is a little bit torn on the side, like pulled to the side. Why did it get pulled to the side? Why did that part of the heart almost like it's almost like it has that little, it's like that little it almost have its own almost its own beat or something, you know? It beats different. It's like it's it's like the apex bull, you know? It's like the apex bull. People, I don't want to go there into that. I don't really want to go there to that. You see, the ancient culture, they always wanted to worship the apex bull. Why? Because they thought the 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 bull, right? The bull or whatever, the bull was, it's a whole bunch of stuff that I don't want to go there. Okay, but because it beats different. So whatever that was beating different, it's almost like let me take care of it. Let me hold on to that little piece. Let me hold on to that part, because look, the whole heart, the whole thing might be so good and all that stuff, but there is some parts of it that it has to be taken good care of. Why? Because if it's taken away, if it's cut off, it just really don't resemble a heart anymore. You see, it's almost like drawing, get you draw you a heart, right? You don't get the image right if you don't get that V shape underneath the heart. You don't get it. It doesn't look like a heart. It looks like now a tomato. Like you trying to draw some tomato out of nowhere. you know? So you need that V part of the heart, you see. So that's how the whole issue is. So what I was seeing was, this is an issue where it's creating fear in our children, because we are telling them, we are instructing them, if you don't call me this, no way. As guys, now this brings it back up to the job, where I have to see it again. And I was like, oh my God. It brought it back to the job, where you don't call somebody what they are meant for, and you are like, what's going on with these folks? You know, what's going on with these folks? And who can blame them? They have worked, they have shared their blood, their energy, their time to get the title of the two, doctor. So you cannot look down. That's what they said. And whenever people say this, I tell them, no, nobody is looking down at you. You have an issue of thinking folks are looking down at you because of the title that you hold. That means when you were going in to get your education, instead of you thinking, I'm going in for the education to broaden my knowledge, you were thinking, I'm going in for the doctorate title. Literally, this is what how folks was talking. Oh, I gotta get my doctorate and make myself a doctorate. And I'm like, what do you mean by doctorate? Well, so that girl, I gotta get my doctorate. No, 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 I need that title, baby. I need. And then you look at it, and you're like, it don't make no sense. These people are willing to pay hundreds and trillions of dollars to go in there and get a title, but they don't say that I'm going in there to get my education, to broaden my knowledge on how to live in a society, on how to live in a society. And there were folks that were saying, "Oh yeah, I got my doctorate and I'll work for it." Just can you imagine all the stuff that I've been through? Trying, I gotta take care of my. One lady said she had to take care of her three kids, and she was a single mom. She gotta take care of her three kids, and she was living in a house, and she was doing her doctorate, and it has been done before, and so you can do it too. And so you look at her like, huh? And then I'm like, you are a single mom, 3 years, and I gotta do it too. And I'm like, so how, you ask the question that how old are the kids? You see, guys, let me tell you, when people speak, they leave portions in their speeches. And if you listen closely now, you can pick the portions out. But this is what is almost like, if you're not careful with yourself, you end up going around picking on people, like picking on people's words, and trying to construct your knowledge based upon what you think is deemed right. So that's not good. But listen like that, but do not judge upon it. I mean, observe yourself as you listen to them. You understand? So this was what's happening, and I was looking at them like, my God, children gets yelled at, grown up gets yelled at. The education, you look at it, you say, no, somebody need to talk about this whole issue and how this is affecting our neighbors, our neighborhood. It's affecting our community, our children. you know so this is what I respected this lady, because she said this: you can call me this if you want, but I don't want you, I'm not forcing you to do it, but you can, because I'm your teacher. Now let me give you to you why it hurt teachers. This title things hurt so much teachers that what happened is, if they are not a doctorate, let's say like a retiree, if they don't have their doctorate, guess what the education system did? It eliminated them. Some don't have masters, it eliminated them. It said they were not good anymore. And then you said, but these are the people that taught the 14th centuries had to be doctors. So what they had to do was literally saying, if you're a retiree, it's called advancement. They could have hired. This is where I said the schools are losing. All the retirees of or teachers. Guess what the ISDs could have done? The ISDs could have said, if you are retired and you wanted to do a homeschooling, guys, a homeschooling, you can get on computer and teach a child. We will be glad, and you can get paid. And use don't let younger adults do it, fresh out of college. No, let the older adults do it. So what happened is, they always try to do this agenda where they eliminate a whole bunch of people, but they don't have a place for them. Do you see where I'm going with? They eliminate a lot of nurses, older nurses, and they didn't literally have anything for them to do, except is either you go retire, forced to retire, go stay home, or forced to just literally, like I knew somebody's wife that was a nurse that had to retire, and the lady was strong and everything, and it's like, what else do I do? I just had to walk around, get up and go sleep. That type of energy. Meanwhile, what they could have done with the older nurses was this: they were the best to teach in where? In the campuses. They were the best to teach in the campuses. They were the best. Were you guys? This was the most easiest thing they could have done. When the older nurses were retiring, hitting retirement or whatever, they could have linked them with the school. This school saying, "Hey, you can teach 1 hour on the computer, or come and help with the school teach for 1 hour." And this teacher show them how you do this or show them how to do this practical wise. So the practical wise of education was whenever retirees literally retire, they could use their skills to take the practical part of the education. Now let me teach you the practical part again for the ISDs, for the younger students. This was what was supposed to be done. The divide, almost like the hands-on part, should have went with the teachers that have more experience. Well, they said, let me put these kids with you because what, you have more experience with the hands-on part, that you could teach the kids this, you see, and they will learn. And those teachers would love it. Some could have be online teaching the kids online school. So now what happened? Folks figured this out. Do you know that? Folks figured this out, trying to put the public schools in the pit. I'm telling you, when I look at the public schools now, I'm like, oh my God, it's on its last straw. Who is going to save them? Like, what do they need to hear? How do you talk to them? And I have one there, like I tell you, I went to one of my child's school just to make a complaint. You know, it's like, how will we get the public school to understand this for our kids? So this is what happened. Guess what? The teachers they got rid of from the public schools said, let's learn this lesson. They got online schools up. They are able to stay home, relax, teach online school for 5 hours, 6 hours, wake up, and guess what? They're good. Guess who's suffering at the physical school? The ISDs, that the main places that took them out. You see, the same thing happened with this the hospital. Folks were like, now that I got my nurse, my masters, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm out of here. I'm out of here. And I'm like, wait, I'm doing traveling. One of them, girl, I'm going to do online teaching. Girl, people left and went online teaching. Now, this brings you back, even when you look at the nursing field. What happened with the nursing field? What happened is, guys, let me tell you, there's a difference. There's a difference between the floor nurse and the OR nurse. There's a difference. And there's the difference between the midwife nursing part. Okay? Now you're going to learn this. What you're going to learn is how the latter work. And you're going to see this. So in college, nursing students, they get taught to always go for med surg first. Why med surg? Is because the nurses that are in there, most of them don't want to do med surg. No, I'm gonna teach you guys that they don't want to do med surg. Why? Because they are like, you know how many patients I gotta take care of? 12 patients for med surg. Means they go from your room to another room to another room to another room. And I'm like, whoa, hold up. Guys, hold up. That's what the med surg nurses were doing. This room to that room to that room to that room. They were going around working to death. And then you go across the street. Guess what it is? SICU. And guess what they're doing? They have either one patient or two. But the SICU patients, there's more in depth when it comes to taking care of them, because some of them, are a little more sicker. You know, so now this is the issue. The message, nurses, right? Those are the ones that when you go inside, you spend only 3 days at the hospital, so they call message. They see you 3 days and you check out and you're gone. What the ICU people stay in there for 6 months, 3 months, 2 months, and all, a month and stuff. It's critical. It's critical. So what's happening is this is the problem too. The students were being advised go to message. Some were advised don't even ever go there. I'll tell you, hey man, let me tell you, you gonna work. You see, you gonna work. So now the girls is like, wait. And now you sit there and you hear and they said, if you go to message, what happened to you is you gain a lot. This is how they bought the kids. They bought the small. They bought the kids. So they bought the nurses, the younger ones that come in. This is sorry for my using the kids. Well, they bought the nurses that were coming in. This is how they did it. They said, first we'll give you a bonus to come in. Trick number one, bonus to come in. So they go ahead and said, whoa, I'm going to get a bonus for $10,000, $20,000 just to be a first welcome sign in nurse, right? So they're like, well, I'm going to go ahead and do it. And they sign it for working there for 5 years. 5 years, huh? 5 years, you're going to be doing 12 rooms. One, two, three, four, five. You really, once you sign a contract, you really don't have nothing to say. Some people, okay, like the ICU nurses, this is what happened to them. When the ICU nurse goes ahead and sign a contract to work there for 5 years, when you want to go and do anesthesia nursing, they really don't, right? I saw one nursing director that told me, I do not hire new nurses. Because I went there and I was like, oh man, I wanted to see if you can let me do like PCA or something. Guess what the lady said? On my floor, I will not hire a nursing student to do PCA and all that stuff. And I was asking the lady, so as a new graduate, would you hire me? Do you know now? This is the problem that these folks were facing. This was the problem. You see, me, I think, guys, this is the problem. Let me tell you. The problem they were facing in the ICU is this: the directors were saying, I'm not gonna hire no new nurse because guess what? After I train them for 1 or 2 years, they run off to a CRNA school. So guess what happens to me? I ended up having to train somebody all over again. And I am not paying for that. And then you look at them like, you are a director, right? And they are like, yeah. I said, then you need to hire or make sure there's somebody in the department who knows how to train these folks when they come in. It's because you're not looking at the educator. It's called the educator part of your department, right? That's why you're not willing to help bring somebody on. And they are like, no. But I get it. Why? Because lawsuits comes in place. Because new hire nurses must, the ICU is a little bit complex, so you must have some kind of knowledge to it. So they said go to, what do you call it, the floor to go work. And now this is the problem they're facing. Oh, guys, I'm telling you, this is my little chit chat today. Uh-oh, who is in the box? Please don't cry. I'm sorry. Kisses. So this is where the ICU nurse started looking at the but how do you call those? The ones, the nurses that were on the floor now started saying, what's going on in the ICU? That they're getting more paid than me. They got only one patient. I got 12 patients. You see where I'm going with this? I got 12 patients. I'm running around everywhere, my knee bucking. My shoes are wear off. Y'all giving them $20,000 bonus, $30,000 bonus, as they say. $30,000 bonus, they say. 20 $10,000 bonus. Oh my gosh, there was a $20,000 bonus given to some one of it. I said, wait, what's going? So, and this one is like, all that we got is 5 grand. And guess what they were doing? Run, 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 run. I said, yes. Why are you going through this? Is only because you don't understand how the culture works. You must learn to pick the right culture. It's either you pick one, they already told you, pick one, study the part, learn everything, and move forward from there. So the younger nurses coming in, they figure this out, saying, no, now I can only work here. I mean, actually, you are told, literally in the schools, they teach you that. I can actually work here for 1 year and transfer to the ICU. And guess what the ICU do? Once you come from message, they are willing to hire you. Why? Because you work your butt over there, and now you have gained a lot of patient experience, and you are now here. So, what am I trying to teach you today? You see, everybody's position in the nursing field. Nobody was above the law. No, no one was above the law. No one was above each other. But it's only because there is a separation where one is thinking, I do so much because of this, and that. The amount of bonuses shared across, this one is like this more, that more, the pay scale. Oh, because you do this, you don't do that, you don't get this pay. Because you are a midwife, you never work as an OR nurse. So guess what's happening? You're not getting this much money. You this so this is how had happened to them. It's almost like it's a lot of women in there. What? Everybody's getting different pay and different department based upon, did you do this? Do you know this? And you ask yourself, did you all went to nursing school? They're like, yeah, but I got advanced. There's no way I'm gonna get paid like an ER nurse. There's no way I'm gonna get paid like I will never. And so in the nursing field itself, they put each other down, guys. I can tell you, I'm like, oh my god, what I've seen. They put each other down. When they put each other down, but because when you stand outside, you think that, oh, they all get along so pretty. No, baby, no. There are OR nurses who, when they get off from the OR, they don't know. Guys, they struggle to work in another department. Some people cannot even put a common IV inside a patient. Once they learn it at school, they're like, oh, I only learned how to do an IV. I'm done. After that, guess what? When I go to the floor, I don't know how to do that. So yes. So whenever they told them, when this whole pandemic hits, this is where you learn who is actually good. In the sense that they had to be moved around. So these people are like, I ain't going there to help those folks. Why? Because I don't know what is they're doing over there. And I'm like, wait, but you guys all are the same folks, right? Yeah, but I don't know what they're doing over there. Why they want me there? You see, their pants got pulled off. Their pants got pulled off. Where it was so plain to see everything. Their pants were whirled off. Now, what's happening? The older nurse is now standing behind, like, now you guys gonna see it. You see how y'all did it? Now y'all gonna see it. You see? So whatever you're doing, have a backup plan. When they were laying all these older nurses off, they should have said, okay, let's find something for them to do. What is that? Hey, we have this program where retirees, you know, the nursing um departments in the states could have come up with this. The nursing department in the state could have said, you know what? They should have created a school where, let's say, it was almost like a hands-on training school only, like a hands-on training school only. Like you get trained from A to Z, hands-on, and you learn the information as you go. And so it's almost like, how do I call that? It's called like a vocational school. A vocational school where they were supposed to go out there and recruit all those that are about to retire. It's like they are. This is what I'm telling you. The departments that are created, they're not getting along with each other. I feel like they button heads, or there's something. And when they are button heads on the top, it's only messing with those at the bottom. You see, let me tell you what happened. Like I always preach this thing where they said, um, where they literally said, guys, I don't want to go there. Where they said, well, there's not enough nurses in United States, and then I just laugh and I start laughing. Why? Because the statistics is not right. The number's not right. You know that? Why do I say this? The numbers is not right. Who did the statistics? Where? What hospitals did they consider? They only consider it from the top. Literally, they said, well, maybe the numbers don't work. How many people that got registered? And I tell myself, how many people got failed at the last end of the nursing schools? One girl went all the way to nursing school, all the way, right? She got to there and everything. And guess what? She got to take an exam, but the exam is on status, right? And she made 73 out of, I think, 75 out of 76. And she was not able to continue the program. She got kicked out from the program. 40 grand, 50 grand gone, kicked out. And now it's almost like a mental issue. 40 grand, 50 grand, kicked out. And now it's like a reality check. You know what I'm saying? It's like a reality check. Well, it's like, wow, really? It happens out there. One time, two, and that's it. And then they tell, and let me tell you, in medical field, let me tell you this. The only way that I saw these people were making mistake, medical error, the only way that I saw it was because folks were in a hurry. That's what I saw. They were in a hurry. That's all I saw. There was not they didn't have enough time. When I went to the med surg floors, when I went to, how do you call it, when I went to the midwife floors, they didn't have enough time. You know, they didn't have enough time. And when you go to the big OR nurses, the big OR floors, what's happening to them is the way that they have scheduled the cases, they have scheduled the case in a way that they are all like pushed together, compact. So it's like you finish this case, you jump into the next case, you jump into the next case, and then they finish it all, and then they sit down, and then they relax, right? Yeah. Meanwhile, so the scheduling part was also messing with them. So, like I would say, man, we finish all the cases. Literally, you finish all the cases, and then it's only like 4 o'clock. So how many 5 hours? And folks just sit, or instead of get to send to another floor or whatever. But guess what? They did their work. They did. They finished their work. So when you look at all these things, them I'm telling you here, the only time somebody will make a mistake in a nursing field, a medical field, is because the person was in a hurry. When we talk about being in a hurry, they were pressured in the way that, go take care of this person before your next patient come in. So the latter was not really, the time lapse was not properly scheduled inside, that they were going through that. And that's what was causing the medical error. You see, and the pharmaceuticals, of course, when it comes to medication error, were, if they call Tylenol had a pink label, and let's go pick another Tylenol, let's say codeine that has a pink label. So that was the mistake from the pharmaceuticals, which also happens in the in the nursing and medical field too, for those errors. But what I'm trying to teach you is, it's only because they were in a hurry to almost like care for you to get out of there based upon some kind of timing. They have given them a timing where you got to get out. Yes. You didn't know that? You learning it today. Yes. On my channel, nurses have time to take care of you. Meaning, they said within 3 hours, they're supposed to see an effect or a change within your case. Yeah, they do. 3 hours or 4 hours, they're supposed to see a change. And if they don't see a change, they gotta either send you. Yes. So when you go there, you think, oh my God, let me have a time to sleep. No, 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 no. You're not gonna sleep. They're gonna treat you awake, guys. I'm telling you, I've been to I slept one or two there, and then I never sleep. Why I didn't sleep? Guess what happened? My room, they were coming in every 2 minutes, bang. And I'm like, it's like going in there for heart problem and getting woke. Oh my God, what's going on? Just and you almost like, I want to lock this door so I don't let nobody come in. But that's how they do it. And then they are like, hurry up, get up, get up, get up, go, get outside. It's like you get hurried to push outside. It was only because the time was not working. They always like had my brother Benjamin there. I'm like, oh, Benjamin's kids are here. Oh, the timer and the money is here. Ah, you know. So yeah, the titles was a big issue. So if you are here today, let me tell you something. You getting your aggression over the DR. Yeah, good, good, good. But please, please understand, I don't want to disrespect you based upon your education. No, never. I will never do that. You did a beautiful job. You are supposed to be held high esteem. You did a great job. Sometimes folks forget to call you your title that you want. Sometimes folks don't even know that you hold a title. You have to tell them how you want to be called. If somebody did something, correct them. But do not make it out of an aggression. You just say, "Oh, I'm sorry. My name is Dr. Manu, right?" Yeah, you can call me Dr. Manu. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I will not call you that again. Okay. Don't call me. Guys, if you ever saw this thing happen before, you understand what I'm talking about. And yes, so you know who I think should really get a lot of pay in nursing is the message. It's those that are in message. They were supposed to get the highest pay in nursing, the highest paid in nursing. But do you know what have happened? It was flipped. So they just walked and walked and walked. It was flipped under their eyes. And when you go there, I mean, literally, when you have to observe them, I was like, oh my God, no, it's flipped. The one that you think have went to the school so much only advanced themselves based upon a little part of that nursing, and then they gain all the money, and then they get to even sit and sometimes do their work. And you that didn't go for that little part section of yours, You are running like a tire. You're not appreciated. You think you are. Yeah, they will tell you, yeah, we love you. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yada, 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 yada. Guess what's going to happen? Later on, your knees gonna buck. Yeah, you wear off. You get wear off. You see? So I'm telling you, it's flipped. That then the message nursing are they are going through hell. They're tired. You don't know? They're tired. And can you imagine a message nurse getting yelled at? Oh my gosh. I've had it. I've had it. I gotta go. Guys, thank you all for being here on my channel. My name is Sawa, and I'm gonna just preach and tell you over here that here we do things out of love. Nobody hate each other. You understand? We only um I want you to start to erase that notion that this I'm better than this person. I don't accept that person. This person is this person. No, 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 no. Don't do that. Accept everybody for what they are. You don't have to like them. You don't have to love them, but acceptance. Like, okay, oh, that's how you are. Okay. That's cool, man. Buddy, do you. And then walk off. Get rid of those clothes. There's too much outfits. Somebody have a whole train outfit, dragging it. No, man. Cut it off. Let it be short. Go outside and enjoy yourself. Have a wonderful day. Love you all. Bye bye.